Hello, another MacBook here today. This would be the MacBook. Actually, the same one. We just replaced the bezel on. It's similar computer. This is the A2251. It's the MacBook Pro 2020. This came in liquid damage. Customer said they spilled coffee on it, and then it's not coming on or charging. So first we're gonna plug it up and see if it's taking any charge. So we plug in the USB-C here and we check the generator. Okay, so the power supply is showing 0 volts. So as you can see, it's 0 volts. It was at 5, went back to 0. Let's try a different USB port and see if that's any better. We still at 0 volts. Okay, let's try the other side. We still got 2 ports to try with. So one more. Okay, so this one we get in 5 volts, 0.1 amp. And we move to the top one. Same 5 volts, 0.1 amp. So for this, we're gonna have to take it apart. Now this is a little bit complicated to take it out of the case, so I'm gonna take it apart, get the board out, and I will be right back. Okay, so here we got the board out of the computer, and we're checking. Seems like the spot here where the liquid damage was, it's pretty obvious, and we can see it on the microscope. So as you can see, this is looking terrible. And guess what? This is the chip responsible for turning on the 20 volt. So this computer has 4 of these. 1, 2, and then 2 on the other side. So this one seems to be, I'm not sure if the chip or some shorted capacitors around, resistors. Okay, so from visual inspection, let's see this cap. I would suspect a couple things here. I do have actually 1 cap, 2 cap, and the 3rd cap right here. So first, let's do a cleaning. Let's do some quick cleaning here. So we could get a better view of what's going on. And believe it or not, this was actually a resistor. In some cases, we might be able to reflow this chip and get this back to working, because some of the connections might have been lost after. So as you can see, I did some cleaning. Some of the connections under this chip might be lost after the liquid damage. So anyway, We could always try that, but first let's take a quick look at the schematic of the board for this computer. Checking the schematics. Seems to be a spot, liquid spot is around this chip, and this chip is responsible for turning on the 20 volts. So I did some quick cleaning here around it. So first thing we're gonna check here is gonna be the it's gonna be the 3.3 volt responsible to turning on this chip, and that would be right here. PP3V3 underscore G3H, and that would be responsible for turning on this chip. So first we're gonna make sure we got the line responsible for turning on this chip before blaming it on the chip or any surroundings of the chip. Okay, so let's go back to the camera here. And we're gonna be checking this cap over here. So let's plug it up. And we are still getting 5.1 volts, 0.1 amp. And checking, and as you can see here, we are getting 3.3 volts. So this rail is just fine. So the problem is gonna be either the chip or something about the chip. So first thing I would like to do in this case, let's get back to the microscope. And so we did some cleaning here. And now I'm gonna try to reflow this chip. Let me see, what is this here? Okay, and I also see a bad connection here for this last resistor. Let's see what that is. Okay. And that is the signal. Okay, so it should be a 10K resistor. Let's first check it. Make sure it's a 10K. Okay, we're gonna put it in 20K mode. And 10K it is. Okay. So we're gonna put in some flux, as I said. I'm gonna thin this, actually, just this connection here, probably this one as well. And then I'm gonna go around the CD3217. And let's see what we get. Okay, first of all, let's put some suction here. Alright, and I might as well just turn a couple other connections. Okay, now I'm gonna reflow the chip. Alright, and as you can see, the chip has moved. So this means the flux went all the way, except we got this resistor. Moving back and forth. So I'm just going to move this back to place. And we're going to do some cleaning now. Alright, give it a second to cool down. Still do some cleaning. While waiting for this to cool down. Okay. Alright. Okay, let's switch here. Okay, so we just put the board back here for a quick testing after we reflowed the CB3215 chip, CB3217, whatever that is. And okay, I'm gonna plug it up to this side, one that wasn't working actually in the beginning at all, and see how it goes. Okay, so this side is still not working at all. Or maybe it is. So we just got it to 20 volts. And we got a fan spin. Computer seems to be booting up. Yep, we got an Apple logo. Okay, so here we are. The computer booted up. I did charge the battery, and it's working perfectly fine. I just want to show you as well the switching that happens here on the power supply. So as you can see here on the USB-C, 0 volts, 0 amps. And when I plug it into the USB-C port, as you can see, it switched to 20 volts and it's drawing some amps depending. Now the battery is almost full, so it's not going to draw much amps. All right. So in this case, we just had to reflow the CD3217 chip. In some cases, we have to replace it or we have to reball it, like take it out and redo the solder balls, which is a pain. But we got lucky this time. We reflowed it. We got back the connections. and it worked perfectly fine. So this would be a done repair. I'm just gonna put it back together, call the customer. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will be doing more videos.